Hi, Eric.
Hi, Cassie. Anyway,
All
what
right,
were we
so
talking
what's
about?
new? I don't know. I was looking at our notes as far as like things we want to remember to tell each other,
Uh-huh.
and I'm not gonna lie, some of them I looked at and I was like, I don't know what this is
And
about.
you're the one that put them in there?
Yeah,
See, the thing
it
is,
took
I
me a
remember
minute.
all of mine still.
It took me a minute. I do remember, but I did look at it, and I was just like, why did I want to talk about fruit salad? I don't
Do
know.
you remember why you want to talk about fruit
Um,
salad?
I do remember why I want to talk about fruit salad.
Okay, let's talk
Okay,
about fruit salad.
so my my mother-in-law, her husband, it was his birthday, and they're doing like this big barbecue. They love to throw a party.
Yeah.
They have really found each other in that. Millions of friends. I don't think they ever have a party with less than 100 people. And that's just like a casual
That's
barbecue.
ridiculous, but okay.
Very popular. Yeah, they're very popular people. They throw great parties. And my mother-in-law had asked, I told her like I'd help with anything. And so she's like, oh, if, if I give you the thing, can you get fruit? Can you like make a fruit salad? Like, but she wanted, like one of those cute things you see on like Pinterest or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and so she's like, yeah, like, will you do all that? And I was like, sure. She's like, well, just get enough for like 30 people because there'll be lots of other food, whatever. And I'm like, okay. So I like order all my groceries. I'm gonna prep all the fruit because I mean, like, I'm having to cut up like 2 cantaloupes and wash all like 4 pounds of strawberries, right? Like an
Out of
insane amount of
curiosity,
fruit.
when you make a fruit
Yes.
salad, what do you put in it? Clearly cantaloupe and strawberries, but what
Uh,
else?
it depends a lot on where I'm going, but generally it's watermelon, cantaloupe, strawberries, grapes, and then I usually will do some kind of other berry like blueberries or blackberries or something like that. It just sort of depends.
So what's like
Um,
what's like the staple fruit that has to be in a fruit salad, and if it's not there, it's not a fruit salad?
Cantaloupe.
Really? I mean, I have
I
nothing
don't know.
against
I just feel
cantaloupe, but why is
like
cantaloupe a quintessential fruit salad fruit?
I feel like I eat every kind of fruit separately on its own. I feel like cantaloupe's the only one I eat in a fruit salad or at like a fruit like when you go to a salad bar and they have the buffet of fruit. I never buy a cantaloupe. I'm never just like have a cantaloupe. You know what I mean?
Except in a fruit salad.
Except a fruit salad or if you're making like a fruit platter. You know what I mean? Like do you ever just have cantaloupe? You might have strawberries, you might even have watermelon, but you never have just cantaloupe.
I
It's
mean,
not a thing.
I have had just cantaloupe because cantaloupe is delicious. But
Well, I'm not saying it's not.
I googled it because I was curious, and the most common fruits found in a fruit salad include
hmm
strawberries, pineapple, grapes, and melon,
Yeah,
like
melon.
cantaloupe or
Yeah.
honeydew. So yeah,
What was the fruit you were gonna say? Makes it a fruit
I
salad.
would have said like strawberries. Honestly, seem like a pretty common one to me.
I think
Like,
it's
yeah,
just
there's a
that I
lot of
eat
other things, but I
strawberries all
think
the
strawberries
time.
have to be in a fruit salad because it's like I don't think I've
Yeah,
ever had a fruit salad that didn't have strawberries, and yet I have had ones that
that's
didn't
true.
have cantaloupe.
I guess yeah, because I see what you're saying. It's like you're looking at it as like it's not a fruit salad without strawberries, but I'm looking at it as like I eat all this fruit, sometimes mixed together. But to me, a fruit salad is if it has cantaloupe. Now I'm like, all right, we're officially in fruit
Yeah.
salad
So
territory,
what you're
not just
saying is
random
for
fruit I
the two of
had.
us, if we're hosting a party, the fruit salad has to have cantaloupe and strawberries. Everything else is like whatever you want at that point.
Everything else is just decoration.
Yeah, it's
It's
all
just there to
decorative.
make it
You
look
know, it's like
pretty.
you can have fruit salad that's,
Um,
dragon fruit, star fruit, like a bunch of more obscure,
yeah,
for Americans at least, more obscure
star
fruit.
fruit would
And
be
as
so
long as you
good.
have,
Yeah.
it's like, it's a fruit salad that's like papaya and star fruit and dragon fruit and
It's
durian,
like
but it
really
has
random
strawberries
fruits.
and cantaloupe. So therefore, it's a fruit
So it's a
salad.
fruit salad. Yeah, and that was the thing. She wanted pineapple too, because we were using like the pineapple tops as like decoration and
Yeah.
stuff. So it was really fun, but it was a lot of prep. It was a lot of cutting. And so, I'm like getting everything out of the bag so I can like start cutting stuff and washing everything. And I had like ordered my regular groceries as well, right?
Uh-huh.
Just one big trip. And I'm like putting all my stuff away, put the bananas and like apples and stuff in the pantry. I'm like putting the peanut butter away. And then I go back in the bag and I'm like, wait, didn't I just put the bananas away? And I'm looking and there's another bunch of bananas in there. And I was like, well, that's weird. And then I start looking through all the groceries. I ended up with 5 bunches of
Five
bananas.
bunches.
I
So,
had 38 bananas.
and you
And I
only
was
ordered
like,
one specifically?
I meant to order one. And so, okay, here's what happened. the grocery store, you used to put in how many bananas you wanted. They that week had changed their policy to you
Oh.
put how many bunches of bananas you want. Here's the other problem. Normally, the grocery store real great about calling me and being like, "Are you sure you want you want this many
Are
things,
you
right?"
certain you want
Like
five
when it's
bunches of
something weird,
bananas?
right? But they didn't call me. You know why? Because I was ordering a ton of strawberries and multiple cantaloupes and multiple
So they just
pineapples and a
figured you were
giant
making a
watermelon.
very banana
So they
heavy
were
fruit
probably
salad.
like, she's probably doing some kind of fruit platter. And then I thought, why don't we put bananas in fruit salad?
I will say,
And I mean,
in
I
my
know why.
Google,
It's
in the
because
thing
they're
I Googled,
mushy, but
bananas were one of the other frequently added things.
which is crazy. Have you ever had a fruit salad with bananas?
Never once in my entire
Yeah,
life. I
me
thought it was
either.
weird when I read it online.
Yeah. Yeah, super weird. So there was a period of time. I actually almost brought you some bananas as well
You should have.
because I was just trying to give them away. I was like, I don't
So
I
did you
did
make like
freeze a
banana
bunch.
bread or something?
No, I kept the ones I use like for my normal week, and then I froze some for smoothies later on, and then I also melted down chocolate and I did chocolate banana bites and
I
froze
love
them.
those. That's like one of my all-time favorite
So
desserts. I
good.
love frozen banana
Yeah.
with covered in chocolate. Chocolate covered banana that's
Yeah.
frozen, the best.
Yeah. So now I have like a gallon bag of that in my freezer. So I'm
Oh
like,
man,
look,
I
I'm
need to
good
come
all
to your house
summer.
and eat all your banana bites.
No.
Were those there when we were
Um,
there the other day? And
yes.
you didn't
Yes,
offer
they
me
would have
any?
been. I genuinely, you know what's nice about the freezer is you genuinely forget like what's in there and then you open it randomly and then you're like, oh yeah,
Then you get
I
like a little
forgot we had
surprise from
this.
yourself to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's like when you're a kid and your mom goes grocery shopping and you don't know what she got and then until you're like putting it away or you open the
Yeah.
freezer, the pantry and you're like, whoa, when do we get these? You know?
Yeah, I do
But yeah.
that. I
And
do
then
that with my own stuff that I
here's the
bought.
worst part. I went last week to pick up my groceries. Sure enough, they call me. They're like, "Did you want 5 bunches of bananas?" And I went, "Dang it, I did it again. Really?"
At least they called you
I
that
was
time
like,
instead of you getting another five.
yeah.
If
And
you
that's why, like, and they've done it before. They're really, really great about calling me when they think something's weird on my order. And so it really was just because the first time it happened, I happened to be ordering a lot of fruit. But they're like,
if
"Nah,
if
obviously this is what she
if you
wants."
had gotten home with another 5 bunches of bananas like only a month or two after, that would have been so funny.
I I would have cracked up, especially because okay, I called my sister when it happened because it was so funny to me that this happened, and she's like, "I don't even believe you. This is like a sitcom storyline.
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
it's
And the
something
fact you
that
almost
wouldn't
did it
really
twice,
happen."
yeah, for sure.
The fact I almost did twice, as soon as they called me, I was just like, I'm gonna have to write a note on my grocery list, like order by the bunch, no more individual
I mean,
bananas.
unless you really need that many bananas.
I mean, I can't. I unless I'm making another fruit salad for 30 people. I can't
A
imagine.
purely banana. Can you imagine? They ask you to make a fruit salad. You show up day of the party. You bring it into the house and they look at it. It's just all banana, just sliced banana, like a
Yeah.
giant bowl
I
of
was like,
sliced
you
banana.
never said a fruit variety salad. You
Yeah,
just
this
said
is a
fruit
salad
salad.
of a single fruit.
Because, okay, I'm sorry, tangent now. Because salad, it doesn't matter if you use all the same green or different greens, it's always a salad.
Yeah, well, I mean,
You know what I'm
technically,
saying?
you can have a plain salad, which is just lettuce or even just
Right.
spinach.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't even have to be different kinds of greens. It could be just one kind of green and it's a salad. So if you eat a bowl of strawberries, you are having a fruit salad.
Okay, okay. Would it still qualify as a plain fruit salad because it's only one thing? Or
I
would
mean, yeah.
I would think it counted? Yeah, plain. So you're like, I'm having a plain fruit salad, and you're like, you're eating strawberries.
You're just eating
You're like, well,
strawberries.
I'm
And you're like,
using
I
a
know.
spoon.
Right.
I'm assuming they're sliced, not like you're using a spoon for whole
Oh,
strawberries.
that's another thing. Is that what makes it fruit salad? Is if you use utensils
Or if it's
versus just
pre-sliced, so it's
eating
not like
it?
whole. Well, I guess no,
Yeah.
because would a bowl of grapes and blueberries not count as a fruit salad because they're not sliced?
That's what I'm saying. But if you eat them with a spoon,
I think it's the
now
spoon.
it's
I
a
think it's
fruit
the spoon
salad.
or slash fork
I
that
think
makes it a
it's
fruit
I
salad.
think it's yeah. You get cutlery
Do
involved.
you use a spoon or a fork when you eat fruit salad? Like, assuming that's all you were
Oh,
eating,
a
so you couldn't have
fork.
other things.
A fork. Yeah, a fork.
Are you a fork or
That way
spoon
you
person
can
on average? Like when you're eating food,
spoon. Spoon. Yeah. I'm a spoon person.
you think
I
spoons
love
are more useful on average?
Yeah. I also think I just eat foods that require nothing requires
Require.
a spoon.
It's law. It's
You,
the law. You have to use a spoon on those foods.
the
Like
law.
yogurt. You can't eat
How
yogurt with a
dare
fork. It's
you?
against the law.
I mean, I guess that's like a good way. You know how they say like you should do stuff to like slow down your eating? You just start eating like yogurt and stuff with a fork.
You're like, I was told I
It
eat
would
too
take
fast, so I'm
forever.
eating all of my soups with a slotted spoon.
Right? Yeah. But no, I'm a spoon person. I think spoons are great. I don't know what insane person is out there using the large, like, you know, when you buy the set, right? And
Yeah.
you get 4 of each thing. Who's using the big ones?
Well, the big
Nobody.
ones
It's
to
insane.
me, depending on your set of silverware, the big ones to me are
Yeah.
basically serving spoons and forks.
Right? Right? That's the thing. Like, I use those, yeah, to serve or to like, yeah, like dish out thing. Yeah. It's just
Serve.
like if
That's
I'm
another word
getting
for
peanut
serve.
butter out. I know. And I knew it as I said it, but I meant like not serving, but if I'm measuring ingredients out, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for
Or
sure.
I'm shredding chicken, that's fine. But prep, that's the word I was looking for. I could think of think of other words for serve, but I couldn't think of the word prep. Um, yeah, huh. That's interesting. I always think that though, when they give you the set, I'm like, can you just give me 2 of these and 6 of the other ones?
Well, I
That would
mean,
actually
so
be more
I
useful
kind of
to me.
so like I know you can do this individually at some places, but it tends to be more expensive. There should be some company where you can just custom order a set and be like, I want 30 forks or whatever, like assuming you're trying to buy like a lifetime supply or something. It's like I want 30
Yes.
forks and like 20 something spoons and this many knives and like specific numbers, so they just give you them all at once.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you buy
Yeah.
the
That would,
sets.
I bet you could.
Well, the problem is you
I mean, I
buy
bet you
those
could
sets
because
and then
like
you
you,
inevitably lose certain ones, which means then you end up with way too many of one thing but not enough of another.
oh, do you have, okay. So now that you're in your own home and all that kind of stuff, do you have a spoon or a fork that you avoid? Like you use only as a last resort?
Well, um, no. Okay, yeah, yes and no. I would say yes and no, not a
Well, it's a yes or no
specific one.
question.
Well, no, the reason why it's not a specific one, I have like you were saying, there's a couple of forks and a couple of spoons that are like they're kind of a little too big, but they're a little small for serving ones too. But I'm like I tend to
Hmm.
avoid those. And
Yeah.
then I have one specific knife that I have to wash by hand because, and this probably means I should probably throw it away and just not use this butter knife. But I have one specific butter knife that if it runs to the dishwasher will rust. Like it gets rust along like the middle of
Hmm.
it somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's
That's
probably a
okay.
coating thing that's not on it. So it's probably not the smart, safest one to be using. Probably should throw that one away. Did you know
In
that a
my mind,
spork,
you're never gonna
did you
stop
know
doing
that the
it.
official actual name for a spork is a runcible spoon?
Yeah, I see why sport caught on.
What, you don't want to call it a runcible spoon?
No.
And
I also
also,
don't want to own one.
Also, the fact that it's got spoon in the name means that it's predominantly a spoon, and the runcible part implies the fork part. So
It
does
is
that mean?
predominantly a
Does that
spoon. You
mean?
look at a spork,
Well, okay.
you look at a spork, it is like 75% spoon with the tiny little prongs on the end.
Yes,
It's mostly a spoon.
but what I was saying is runcible is to be able to runce something. So does that mean that
Hmm.
the action of
Go on.
stabbing with like a fork is to runce something? Because this is a
I don't
spoon that
know.
is able to be used to runce. It's runcible.
I really thought you were gonna tell me what the word roots means.
Oh, you thought I actually knew?
I mean, I thought that's where you were going with
Well,
that.
now I'm gonna look it up. What is Runce? Runce is a surname.
I don't know.
What is
But
Runce?
I think I would be so weirded out if you went to someone. Could you imagine going to dinner at someone's house and they're setting the table and it's just like different size sporks, but they're like metal sporks. You know what I mean? It's like they
Yeah.
don't have spoons or forks. They're just like, here you go. That's all I got for you. That would be weird.
Oh,
Although you wouldn't need as
what?
much of a silverware
What?
drawer. What is it?
Runcible is a pseudo word invented by Edward Lear. It appears as an adjective several times in his works, most famously as the runcible spoon used by the owl and the pussycat. The word runcible was apparently one of
Wait.
Lear's favorite inventions, appearing in several of his works in reference to a number of different objects.
So this was like okay. So this is like the original like fan replica, the spork. It's like somebody
maybe?
read about that and then
Yeah,
they were like,
maybe.
I want one. That sounds so cool.
Well, because
Like
he also
we're big
used
Harry
it.
Potter fans and I have Harry
Well,
Potter's wand, but this person's like, I want a
I want
runcible.
to know what the correlation is here now because Runcible Spoon is a spork. However,
Mm-hmm.
in his verse self-portrait, the self-portrait of Laureate of Nonsense, it is noted that he weareth a runcible hat, and other poems include
Uh-huh.
mention of a runcible cat, a runcible goose, a runcible wall, and the rural runcible raven.
Were there green eggs and ham?
I don't know, but I want to know what runcible means in his brain because none of those
Okay.
things,
I think it has to
unless
be
they're all
something
spiky and
silly.
rounded like a, but no.
No, I think it just means something silly or a combination of things. Like, I wonder if the hat is like a combination of a crown and a wizard's hat or something. You know what I
Well,
mean?
it probably does mean something to be silly because I know for runcible goose, it did say in parentheses like replacement of silly goose.
I was just thinking that because I was like, I want to start saying when like not that it comes up a whole lot, but every once in a while when you're like, oh, you silly goose.
Be like,
Just
oh,
be,
you
oh, you
runcible
runcible
goose.
goose.
Cassie, your sun hat is such a runcible hat.
Oh my gosh, people love that sun hat. I get compliments on that sun hat every single day. And actually today I was out driving and I didn't have it on when I was just like in my car and I saw somebody and they were like, "Where's your hat?" Like, "Oh, it's here." And they're like, "Why aren't you wearing it?" And I was like, kind of aggressive.
Weird. Also,
Yeah.
also,
It
also,
was just
also,
odd. It was just
also.
odd.
Side tangent, back to a previous
Yeah.
conversation, but I was thinking of this and I never brought it up. Have you ever had
Uh-huh.
sprouted coconut?
No.
Do you know what sprouted coconut is?
You could tell by my pause that obviously I do.
It's so weird looking, and I kind of want to try it. So basically, it's what it sounds like. It's a coconut that's sprouted, right?
Uh-huh.
So you basically like when they
Wait,
fall
like
from
it's
the
sprouting from the coconut.
yeah,
Like
so
the
like
coconut
like
has something
full the
growing out
full
of it.
full thing,
The
not the
top.
nut in the center, but the
Okay.
full like large green thing, right? When it falls from
Okay.
the tree, if it like starts
Mm-hmm.
to sprout, like the one I saw that they were talking about it, it's like you rip
Oh
it
my
out of the
gosh.
ground,
I have seen one of these. Not in
and
real
then
life, but in Animal Crossing, when you plant a coconut and you're going to grow a coconut tree, it's like a little lump of coconut with a little green stem coming out of it.
I mean, sort of, whatever. But anyway, the actual sprouted coconut, like you peel all it off like you would normal coconut, but when you break it open, instead of being full of the coconut water, it's like a
Hmm.
like spongy mass in the center of the coconut.
Yeah, because it's now drawing nutrients to grow a
Yeah,
tree.
but it's not the same texture as
Yeah.
regular coconut, and it tastes different apparently. And I really want to try it
Hmm.
because it's
So
like
where would you?
spongier.
Hmm. So you'd probably have to go somewhere tropical to get this.
Or I might be able to just buy it somewhere.
That okay.
What, you don't think I can buy it somewhere?
I mean, I absolutely think you can buy it somewhere. I just think it'd be fun to go somewhere tropical and try it.
There's bugs in tropical places.
You can just visit. You know, you can just stop by.
What is the weirdest fruit you think you've ever had? Like non-American fruit or just whatever?
I
And would you put it
mean,
in a fruit salad?
I can't think of what the weirdest fruit I've ever had is because I feel like if I can get it at the grocery store, it can't be that weird. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like there are
Um,
ones they don't sell at like the normal grocery stores and you have to go to a specialty one to find.
I know, but that's what I was trying to think of. I was like, have I ever had one from not like something not from the grocery? Like, I don't know why gooseberry comes to mind, but I don't think that was it.
I don't even know.
I
Well,
don't
I've
know.
heard of a
I don't know.
gooseberry,
What do
but I
you
don't
think
know
the
what it
weirdest
is.
one is?
I've had a
I'm gonna
horned
look it
melon.
up.
Horned melons are weird. Very slimy.
Oh, it was not a gooseberry. I don't know what I thought it was.
I've never had starfruit. I kind of want to try starfruit.
You've never had starfruit?
No,
Oh, we should get
I've had
one. It's so
papaya.
good.
I don't know why I say that
So
like it's
good.
comparable. It's
But
not the same fruit at
they sell them
all.
at the grocery store. How have you never just bought one?
Because I don't know.
They're probably right next
I
to the
don't,
papayas,
I
to be
don't know.
honest.
You say that like I'm buying papayas on a regular basis.
Well, they're also by the pineapples.
You say that like I buy pineapples on a regular basis.
I mean, but you're aware of where they are.
That's true. I am. I've also never had real dragon fruit. I've had pink dragon fruit, which is real dragon fruit, but like the traditional like white dragon fruit. I've never had that.
Yeah. I've only had it frozen. Like I've never had it fresh.
Well, and I don't know if how different
Ooh,
the flavor is between the two, but
can I get a dragon fruit? I'm gonna look.
Yeah,
I'm
you
going
can
to
get
my
dragon
grocery
fruit.
store app. I'm gonna see if they have one.
I mean, it depends on where you go, but I'm sure you can get them some places.
Oh, they do have them.
Yeah, see? Just
They
make sure it's
have
white, because the
white
one we did not
and
realize the one we
yellow.
bought was a pink dragon fruit until after when we got home and cut it in half and it was pink.
Yeah, this one, the picture online actually it is cut in half, and you can actually see the inside.
Wait, you said they have
But
yellow
yeah, they
dragon
have a
fruit?
white. Yeah, they have white and yellow.
I've never had yellow either.
Yeah, me either. How
Tastes
big is a
different.
dragon
Yeah.
fruit? Because these are $5.
Dragon fruit are like, I want to say it's like the size of 2 tennis balls.
This is so weird. Okay.
Well, I mean, it's not quite 1 tennis ball. I think it's like a tennis ball and a half. Maybe, I don't know. Those people out there that
Dragon
eat
fruit
dragon
is
fruit know what I'm
typically
talking
3 to
about. It's
5
like,
inches long.
exactly. That is 1.5 to 2 tennis balls. I'm telling you, it was
Right.
accurate. Just because you didn't know it doesn't mean it's not accurate.
Dragon fruit compared to a tennis
Are you
ball.
ever seeing if they have that comparison size-wise, not flavor-wise? Because, I mean, we all know tennis balls
Often
taste
eat
better. There's a reason
outside,
you
you
see
know.
dogs chasing
Dogs.
tennis balls and not dragon
Yeah,
fruit.
dogs love dragon
Dragon fruit.
dogs love dragon fruit. Dogs love tennis balls.
You should probably make sure that dragon fruit is not poisonous to dogs before you state that.
I should. Yeah.
No, dragon fruit is not poisonous to dogs. In fact, it can be a safe
Oh,
and healthy
that's
treat for
nice.
them.
See, she was a puppy. We had this like giant tennis ball. So, compared
So
to
a
her
normal
like
sized
5-pound body, it was like the size of her.
It was a normal tennis ball.
No, it was like one of the big ones. But our older dog had like shredded it, and so there was just like this string coming off of it that was like still partially attached, but it was like this like tail off the tennis ball. And Trixie used to grab it, and then she would just spin it in a circle around her, like she was like the center point, and then she would just like let it go, and it would like go flying off, and then she'd go grab it, and then exactly, that's pretty. That kind of is. It's kind of like what she was doing, and she would get, oh man, if she was spinning, and like one of the other dogs got in the way, or your foot got in the way or something, and you stopped her spin, she would like huff at you and get an attitude. She'd be like,
I mean, she does
like,
that
get out of my
anyway,
way, I'm
so
spinning here. Yeah, she always has an attitude. That's so true.
she's a chronic 2 dog. So speaking of dogs, why'd you want to talk about barbecue?
The barbecue was just to remind me why I was making the fruit salad.
Oh, okay.
And
that
I was making
part
the
of
fruit salad because they were having a barbecue. Yeah. And I
Wait.
wanted to mention how they throw epic barbecues with like
Okay,
100
what about the last part? Because there was like a Mario Kart thing there.
When we were there, my brother-in-law, his not new girlfriend, they've been together a while, but his girlfriend, she brought her son with her to the barbecue, and he was so sweet, and he was just like, oh, he was talking to Trey. He's like, I heard if I want to play Mario Kart, like you're the person to go up against, right? Like, because Trey is really good at Mario Kart.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, you're really bad at it.
I'm actually pretty good at it because I'm really good at holding everyone at bay, keeping them from getting to Trey. That's what I'm really good at. I'm good at running defense.
I mean, that's not how that's supposed to work, but okay.
Well, when you're trying to beat Mario Kart, it is. Listen, one day when you have a team, you'll understand. So then we're like, okay, yeah, we'll play Mario Kart with you before we leave or whatever. So we go and we're playing Mario Kart. But like, when you are used to playing Mario Kart and you have like your set car and tires and character and like all that kind of stuff, and you have the perfect balance of like traction and weight and all that kind of stuff. So it was just really funny because we kept trying to figure out like what car we want to use or whatever, and it's fine. And so we were playing. I was kind of middle of the pack, which is usually where I am. I'm usually somewhere between like 3rd and 5th, but
out of what,
Trey
5
was
racers?
like having 4 actually. But Trey was like having a really hard time, and so we were just like, we were not doing as well as we usually do, right?
Yeah.
And it was just so funny because like he had like her son had been all told like, oh, Trey's really good at Mario Kart. Oh man, you gotta play Trey Mario Kart, right? Because that's what we usually do at like Christmas and stuff. We all go like towards the end, we always go in to play Mario Kart. And so then I was just like, we can't leave it like this. This can't be his final impression, is like that we're not good at Mario Kart.
You're like, we can't have
And
him
so then we
believing
ended up,
it's all a lie.
so we just played, I think we played like 3 like tournaments or whatever, because like finally like we did do better at the end, I think, because then we started getting used to the cars and characters and stuff we had. But it was just so funny.
Wait. Why, if you play Mario Kart and it's the same version, because you're playing 8, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Why could you not just use the same ones you use?
Because like on ours, we have like everything like unlocked. You know what I mean? Whereas like my mother-in-law's Switch, because we were playing on my mother-in-law's Switch.
Yeah.
And so her Switch only really like, we just played on holidays. And so it's just stuff isn't unlocked at the same rate.
Okay.
So it's one of those things like, and I think I think because also this was when, and we can get into that too, but Trey wasn't feeling very good that day also. And so it was just like really funny because it was just like this poor kid was like, oh man, you want competition Mario Kart? This is the guy. And then he's like, definitely he was being so sweet because he's like, no, like, no, you guys are doing great. And I'm like, don't.
He's like, you're
We're
doing
better
great,
than this.
I guess.
Yeah, he was so sweet. But yeah, I was like, you know what? We're gonna practice. We're gonna come back. It'll be great.
You're like, next time we see that kid, he's going down.
Yeah, I'm gonna crush this kid's dreams.
If he's not leaving crying, you did it wrong.
Right, I know. So we'll see. But it was just really funny because Trey was like all hyped up. And like he is really good at Mario Kart. It was just such a weird day. And it was just so funny because I think Trey, again, I felt bad because he didn't feel good. So he's like, I just want to go home now. And I'm like, no, this cannot be our last impression. That like this cannot be it until we can redeem ourselves. We have to at least like leave on a high note, you know?
So you left
and then
immediately after you won, the one time you won, you're like, okay, now we're leaving.
So here's the best part. We were actually going to leave. We were about to leave the barbecue. And then that's when he was like, oh, but can we play like a thing of Mario Kart? And we're like, yeah, of course, right? Like, and so we had gone in the basement and we were playing Mario Kart. And then my mother-in-law came down and she was like, I thought you guys left like an hour ago. And we were just like, yeah, we meant to. And she's like, we already sang happy birthday because we thought you left and like all this kind of stuff. And we were just like, well, we're leaving right now.
Because you couldn't afford to lose Mario Kart to a child?
Yeah, we couldn't do it. We were like, no, this kid needs to be taught a lesson.
You have too big of an ego, I think, Kassi.
He was so sweet because you could tell he was definitely like, I don't know why everyone was hyping you guys up. You suck.
It's because on the margin of old people that are bad at video games, as you are, Trey's really, really good.
And so it was just like, he was very sweet because we clearly were not very good. And he was just like, no, you guys are fine. For your age, you're doing great, you know?
For your
the fact
age.
you can even push more than one button at a time.
I'm surprised that your arthritis isn't stopping you from using the control stick. So
I'm shocked you guys can see that far. You can even see the screen.
You're like, well, I got new glasses, Sonny.
Also, that's only funny to me because their screen is actually a projector, so it's like the whole wall. So it's like a gigantic screen.
Which makes it even sadder that you can't see it.
I know.
Sorry, you're so
That happens
blind.
when you get older. Yeah, it happens when you get older. Yeah. Genetics. It's always working against you.
Old people traits.
All those things.
I wouldn't know. I'm not old. I'm still young, definitely.
Yeah, you are. You do act that way. So
I still act like a child. Wait, that's not
childlike
traditionally
nature.
a good thing.
Why does that sound bad?
I mean, acting childish is not, it's not inherently a bad thing, right? We've had this discussion before, but like childish behavior is not a sign of immaturity. Immaturity is when you're always childish. That's different. So I'm very immature, but you're just childish. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. I'm just childish.
I'm kidding. I have one moment of maturity a week. We decided this.
Just one. For just like 30 seconds.
Well, I mean, depends on what you consider a moment. It can be like a whole minute long, maybe, depending on the context.
Yeah, but I was going with the context that, like, when you tell a kid to wait for 5 minutes and they think it's like 4 hours and you're like, it's not that long. I was just going with that. Like, I know you think it's a minute. It's not that long.
Here's the problem. Not really a problem, but the thing is, depending on the age of that kid, for them, 5 minutes might be like the equivalent of 4 hours. Yeah. Because if you're talking like, say, a 3-year-old, right? It's like 5 minutes is such a significantly larger portion of their life. Yeah. Which I feel like we've already talked about.
How long do you think you could sit in silence?
Dead silence. Like, I'm not allowed to speak or inadvertently make noise. Like, I'm not allowed to tap things or make noise either.
Yep.
Like, sit, fold your hands in your lap, and just stare at the wall kind of silence.
Yep.
Is there any other stimulus, or is this like in a silent room?
No, you can look out a window if you want.
But
you
like
just can't.
Silent-ish, other than the sounds of like a house, and you're just staring out a window.
Like
at
normal
like a
house
neighborhood
noises.
street kind of situation.
Yeah, like you could, if you could hear things like loud enough noises, they would come through like your windows or doors. That kind of noise, not like the windows open.
Okay.
House noises.
So I mean, if that were the case, I'd probably say like 10 or 15 seconds.
Wow, that long?
No. Realistically, it depends on why I was doing it.
Are you asleep? Or
depends on why I'm doing it, right? Because if I'm doing it just for the heck of someone saying, hey, see if you can do this. Probably.
What if someone said they would give you $1 for every minute?
Oh, $1.
You sat
That's
in
not that
silence.
much money. You sit there for an hour, you're only getting $60. That's so little. I mean, money is money, but that's
Okay.
so little.
That's weird. So
I don't
someone
think,
said they would pay you $60 an hour to sit in silence. You wouldn't do it for an hour?
okay, when you put it that way, that seems like so much money, but I'm like
That's
sitting.
literally what
Okay,
you said.
okay. But the metric, I guess, the difference is if you say $60 an hour, then like it's like yeah, I'd be willing to sit in silence for 8 hours a day and basically may have that be my job, right? And you get paid really good money to do it.
Oh,
But
man, that'd be awesome.
if it were like a 1 hour thing, like I'll pay you $60 if you sit there for an hour in dead silence, I don't know if it's worth it in that context because it's a one-time thing.
I'll pay you $120 to sit here for 2 hours and make no noise.
I would like to say I could do that. I honestly don't know how well I could do that. Especially if you said I wasn't allowed to fall asleep, like I had to stay awake the entire time.
I'll pay you $90 to sit here for an hour and a half and make no noise.
Am I allowed to fall asleep, or if I fall asleep, do I lose the money?
No, you can fall asleep if you want to.
Oh, but if you snore, you lose because you made noise?
Yeah, yeah, so you gotta be careful.
It's a risk.
I'll even let you wear like your sleep apnea mask if you have one.
I don't have one. I don't know how much I snore. I used to as a little kid. Okay, I'll answer your question in a moment. So the answer to the question is I would like to say I could do it and I would do it, but I don't know if I'm physically capable of sitting there that long. Back
Fair
to the
enough.
snoring thing. I used to snore as a kid and I don't know how much. I mean, I think I still do, but I think it actually has gotten better than when I was a little kid. I think. Do you or Trey
You won't
snore?
know unless you do one of those tests. Huh?
Do either you or Trey snore?
Oh, for sure. So I kind of suspect Trey has sleep apnea because he does that thing where it scares me sometimes. Like,
Oh, where it's like the
breathing in
wake
a-
up hawking thing where you're like, middle of the night?
Yeah, they're like, "Ah." Yeah. He doesn't do it like a lot. It's just like every so often. And so I have talked to him about maybe getting him a sleep apnea thing.
You're like, even if you don't do the apnea thing, maybe you should do the test just to be aware of how bad it is.
Yeah, I think I know I have, like, I know I do snore. I don't think I do it every night. I'd have to ask Trey. But I think I do it, like I just do it sometimes, like if like, I'm laying in a weird position or,
like
something like
particularly
that.
congested or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like, or like I know I've woken myself up snoring. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely have done that. As far as I'm aware, it's not an every night occurrence.
Yeah.
So.
I honestly don't know because I don't know. Oh,
Yeah. Like your neighbor comes over and it's like, oh, by the way, you snore. You're like, oh.
The neighbor comes over. It's like, are you aware that you snore? Do you know how loud you'd have to be? Especially like if you're in one of those houses where like an apartment or something like that where you're next to them maybe, but like in even neighborhood housing, I'm like, you know how loud you'd have to snore for the neighbor to be complaining about your snoring?
It'd have to be so loud. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. I know we're really in depth in the snoring thing. I am very curious about one of your notes that you made.
Which
I would
one?
love for you to talk about it.
I'm going to present this theory to you because you clearly forgot it.
I did.
The theory
Old age.
is that friendships and the structure of friendships are a pyramid scheme. That's the theory. And it's driven by very little evidence, but it's driven by the structure that like a pyramid scheme at its base
As most
core,
pyramid schemes start out.
yeah, there's very little
evidence.
evidence structure. But no, the way that they work, right? At least the traditional is like one person gets someone else involved, and then you're like, okay, now you need to get two more people involved, and those people will get two more people involved, and hence why it's called pyramid, right? Because it creates that shape.
I'm gonna have to make some calls.
Then friendships are the same thing because unless you're one of those people, which there are people out there like this, but unless you're one of those people that's like a one and done friendship, like you find a friend, that's your friend, you don't need to find any more friends or expand the friend group or anything like that. Or even one of those people that very much like almost possessive of their friends where it's like, no, this is my friend, I can't share them, right? Unless you're one of those people, friendships are inherently sort of a pyramid scheme because a lot of people, the way friendships works is you have your friend group, you meet someone new, you go, oh, this person's awesome. I need to introduce him to my existing friends so we can all be friends so that I can hang out with all my existing friends and this new person all at once, right? So your friend group gets bigger. But the thing is, you want all of your friends in that friend group to do the same thing so that you can keep expanding your friend group with more awesome people.
Right,
so
because then you're like, the next time I invite you to a barbecue, you better bring a +1.
Yeah, exactly. That's why. That's
I need another friend.
That's the whole reason that +1s exist on like invitations. Is because then they can invite their friends or significant other or whatever and expand
they're like,
the friend
please
group.
bring your friend to this friend's function.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's
think
that
that's
friendships
true.
on friends are a pyramid scheme, but friend groups are definitely a pyramid scheme.
And as I said before, my mother-in-law is like the pampered chef or the Mary Kay of pyramid schemes. Because she has so many friends. Okay, so like she invited me to come play bunco with her and her friends, which I guess I'll just preface that's that dice game where it's kind of like Yahtzee in a weird way. But anyway,
Knock off
but
Yahtzee.
yeah, but she invited me to that, and it's so much fun, and everybody's so great, and it's just an awesome time. But it was just funny because when I went, it was just like I feel like it's like two people. It's like my mother-in-law and this other lady, and then it's just like everybody was invited by them, and it's like everybody knows them, everybody's friends with them, and yeah, I agree though.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of
specifically are definitely a pyramid scheme.
I'm trying to think if I have. Oh, actually, my friend Blair is a pyramid scheme friend because he was actually my sister's friend. They were friends, and then we met and we became friends. So it was like that was like her plus one, and I'm like, you're my friend now. Like,
and then not that you necessarily did, but then it's like then you have three people that can all meet more people and bring them into the friend group, and it just it keeps expanding. And that's not to say that it always happens that way, but I feel like at its core, the structure is pretty commonly a pyramid scheme within friend groups.
I was just thinking like marriage is like the ultimate goal for like friendship pyramid scheme because then you're combining your two friends, like your two groups of friends,
Oh, because you're saying like this one spouse's friends and the others. I was so lost on like, how is that?
Because that's like Trey and I met through mutual friends, right? The plus one situation. So we met through mutual friends, but then, we date, we get married and all this stuff. And now all of his friends are my friends are his friends, all that kind of stuff. It's how you guys became best friends. For sure. And so it's just, I was thinking like, oh, that's like the ultimate goal because then you get all their friends. And then you get their friends' friends.
Which is why you should never date within your friend group because that doesn't accomplish anything for the pyramid scheme.
doesn't grow the pyramid at all.
Yeah, you got to date outside the pyramid so that you can bring more people in. Because if you date within it, then it's just doing nothing. It's accomplishing nothing. If in fact it's arguably making it smaller. Then
you're just in a friendship circle.
Well, you're arguably making it smaller because then you two become basically one person because you always show up together and everything together. So you're basically one entity. So it actually makes it almost feel smaller.
Oh my gosh, I saw this thing. I don't remember where I saw it. And I wish I could. I wish I could remember where I saw it. But it was talking about it's really annoying when it was this lady and she was talking about how it's really annoying when you are having a function and you invite your friend who's married and they are or like dating or whatever and they automatically bring their significant other, right? And it was like, no, the invite was for you, not both of you. And I'm like, that's not how that works. And I can tell that you're not in a relationship. And I'm going to be judgy and be like, this is probably why you're not.
Well, I mean...
And I think it's fine to say, hey, we're doing a girls' night. Or, oh, this is like a guy's thing. Or like whatever. I think like that kind of stuff is fine.
You specify,
oh, I haven't seen you in a long time. When my sister's here, right? She might be like, oh, you and I should get dinner, right? And that's fine. That's okay. But it's not like every single time we hang out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like every other time it's like, oh, Trey's welcome to come, right?
Within the realm, even within the realm of like if you had kids, right? I see, I could agree with her a little bit more to some extent of the like, oh, well, if you invited them, you wouldn't necessarily expect them to bring their kids. At the same point,
right?
I almost disagree with that own sentiment there because I think if you're inviting someone that has kids, you kind of need to specify if you're not expecting them to bring their kids because what else are they planning? Because not everyone can just get a babysitter and stuff too.
Yes,
so
I agree. And and again, I think there are situations like a wedding because sometimes it's expensive per person, right? Yeah. So they're like, oh, but that's also an event where they're going to plan it in advance, so they're going to get a sitter or something like that, or you know what I mean. But, we're having a barbecue, and then someone brings their kids. It's like, it's a barbecue. Why are you surprised they brought their kids,
Well, yeah, especially when it's the context is something that, like, you wouldn't expect them to not expect you to bring your kids, right?
Yeah, when it's something that is sort of family friendly.
You're having a backyard barbecue for, like, the 4th of July at your house, and you didn't want me to bring my kids? It's like, that's the kind of thing you bring kids to.
And that was kind of the thing I was left about, because this girl was, like, talking about how annoying it is when she tries to invite her friends to stuff and then they bring their boyfriends or husbands or whatever.
Maybe it's because this person was not in a relationship and they were jealous. And they're like, I don't like them flaunting it in my face.
it's sort of how it seemed because I'm like, listen, once you're in a serious relationship or once you're married, like you are one person. You know what I mean? And so unless something's like specified, but it just made me laugh. You're not in a relationship, are you?
Well, and I would think, now depends on the person doing the inviting, but I would
Uh-huh.
think that most people, once someone else that there's like a friend of theirs gets married, automatically assume I invite them. I'm sort of inviting both of them unless I specify I was only inviting one of them.
Not even married, but just like, oh, you've been dating, right? I just assume as soon as I invite you to something, you're both coming,
Yeah.
right? Same with kids. If you have kids and I invite you, unless I specify, I assume you're bringing your kids,
Yeah, for
I'm like,
sure, for sure.
whole family, you know?
I mean, it's like if I invited you, right? If I invited you to my house because I was having a party, even if I didn't say Trey, you would assume, and I would assume that Trey was invited.
And let's be honest, if you're inviting us to your house, you would invite Trey, and I would be the plus one.
That's true. Actually, it'd be
You'd be
the
like,
the Trey minus one.
Trey minus one. That's when you do specify. You're like, no, please don't bring her. Thank you.
That's like when I get married, I'm going to send you a wedding invitation. In fact, I'm going to send you two, one of which says, Trey, you're allowed to come, but with no plus one. And the other one says, Cassie, please do me the honor of not coming.
I request, like I said, I request your presence. I request your absence.
Yeah. It's like, that's the parents as well, because it's always the parents, right? It's like this so-and-so and so-and-so humbly request your absence from the wedding. You know how funny that.
I would think that would be hilarious. This is why we're not really friends.
Yep.